G'day, podcaster. Liam here. We talk about Man Drought in this episode, and you're going to hear some stories about some real dead shits. Also, we heard about your injuries on the dance floor, and someone loses an eyeball. So just a heads up if you're squeamish.
Live across Australia, this is Ben, Liam and Belle's Late Drive
on Nova.
It's official. We're in a man drought. If you are, I was going to say ladies, men, if you are single and you are looking for a man, you are not going to find it today. It is officially declared a man drought in Australia. The number of single men down, eligible men down. We're doomed.
Oh, but there's tons of great guys out there, isn't there? I don't know. I've never dated men or needed to sort of look for a man, but I got single mates, and they're looking for partners.
Oh, I've met your mates.
I was going to say that too.
What do you say? What do you mean man drought? It's no man drought.
13 24 10. We want to hear about the worst date you've been on. If you can confirm that we are in fact at a man drought, 13 24 10. What's the worst date you've been on? Katrina in Sydney, good evening. What was your worst date?
Oh, look, it was a first date with this guy, and look, he seemed really nice. But the whole time he was talking about this colonoscopy that he was going to have to do soon, and telling me about all the preparation that he was going to have to do and the special diet and and I was just like, I just can't. This is just, it's too much.
Yeah.
Especially for the first date. I was I just want to know about your poo habits and your,
Yeah.
But Katrina, that shows that he's taking care of his health and he's open and honest.
He's certainly open.
Yeah, well, that's true. Classic guys talking about butt stuff on the first date. Come on, mate.
Tell me about it.
Leave it for the third date, perhaps.
All right, we're away. 13 24 10. Katrina, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Bye. Worst dates. Let's see if there's a man drought. Give us a buzz and tell us about your dating experience. Vanessa in Sydney. Tell us about yours.
Okay, so I think it's a good idea to actually find out what a guy does for a job, because he asked if I minded if he picked me up in his work vehicle. Turned up in a garbage truck.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, though. Being that's a garbage man's a good, honest gig. But I get what you mean in the sense that you probably don't want to be in the truck. Like, I think that's like.
I was a good sport. I went on the date and he proceeded to get wildly drunk, so drunk that he couldn't drive the garbage truck back.
Okay.
And asked if I could. I can't even drive a manual car. This had 4 years.
I think you have to have a license to drive.
And look, I went into bat for the Garbo, but the Garbo who was drink driving and wanted you to try and drive the truck around for him. Yeah, that's not great.
I must admit, though, if I was in that situation, I couldn't resist using the garbage truck arm. I would have to give that a go.
You should have thrown him in. Just grabbed the arm and like, nah, man drought, you're going in the bin. Sash in Melbourne, tell us about your worst date.
Hi, guys. Look, there's a bit of a story to it, but a guy that I was on a date with, he accidentally, tugged on a beard hair. Like my beard hair.
Oh!
So is it that thing where he was like, oh, you've got a little, and then he went to sort of just move it away and didn't realise it was attached?
Yeah. So I think he was going, because it looked like there was a bit of fluff on my face or something, which I noticed later on in the day.
Yeah.
And he pulled on whatever was there, and it was pinching my skin, and he realised, and he completely freaked out, and he kept apologising, going, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, at least he apologised, Sasha. That's one less tweezering you'll have to do that night, though.
And that's bad for both of you. As soon as he sees the skin pulling out a bit, he knows he's made a mistake there.
I'm starting to get a vibe that, yes, there is a bit of a man drought. But if you have got a story and you want to share it, we want to hear it.
Ali in Melbourne, tell us about your worst date.
Worst date? Well, met the guy at the restaurant where he told me he had been fresh out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Then asked me if I wanted to meet his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Asked me if I wanted to meet his pet tarantula.
oh dear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, mind you, I'm almost 30. He asked me if I would like to come in and play Call of Duty with him.
No.
He's been in prison.
And then gets better. He goes after that, we've got such a good connection. I'm thinking summer wedding. I'm thinking blocks the leak by.
No way. He's like this. I've never had more fun poning noobs in front of someone. And the way you handled my tarantula, wow, with such elegance.
I guess if he went into prison at 18 and he's out at 28, he's missed out on 10 years of Call of Duty and he just wants to get his fix up.
I always thought the perfect man didn't exist, but we were wrong.
I'd imagine there's dudes listening right now. They're going, right on, man. Like I want to be friends with this guy. Like he's got a tarantula and he loves cod. Sick. And his mum can cook us dinner. Dude, give me this guy's number. That is a shocker, Ali. Maz, do you think you've had a bad one as well? A really bad date?
Yeah. So it started off nice. We walked from a park where we parked, and we were walking to the cinema to watch a movie. This was a first date and the last date, to be honest. So he had a really funny laugh. So it was like a goofy laugh, which I was like, you know what? I'll let it go. I'll let it slide. We got to the movies, and the whole time he was talking about how his mates and him don't actually go to the toilet. They just pee in bottles and stuff, which I was like, okay, that's disgusting, but I don't want to know.
Like ever?
But then this is ever. But this is the thing that really, really I found disgusting. He grabbed my hand and he wiped his nose. So he put snot on my hand.
What?
And then he goes, what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours.
Oh, like a sort of Billy Bob Thornton
I topped it.
blood
Yeah.
bond. Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Can I just check with the bottle wee stuff? What do you mean? Like they just don't use the toilet? Like why were they peeing in
They
bottles?
don't use a toilet. They take empty bottles and they just pee in the bottle so they don't miss the movie.
That's psychopathic.
Oh, when they go see movies. I thought you just meant like 24/7. Like they
Oh,
just
man. Yeah, especially you've just like finished your Coke bottle and he's like, do you mind if I use that?
Thank you very much, Maz. 13 24 10. If you've been on a worst first date, give us a buzz.
Demi in Melbourne, tell us about it.
This guy invited me over to make dinner one night. So he cooked dinner, got there, and his entire house had like a model train running through it. And then he proceeded to, we were eating dinner, and he goes, oh, I bet you're wondering about that photo up there on the wall. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
He's like, I was in Beauty and the Geek.
Whoa!
And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then he made us watch episodes that he was in.
Oh, yeah. It went from like cool to like, no, we don't.
Well, it started as cute as well. I think the train set is very cute.
Yeah, it's just a gunzel, a train enthusiast.
That's right.
Demi, that is a great story. Thank you very much.
13 24 10. Were you injured on the dance floor?
Injured on the dance floor. Did you hurt yourself trying to groove?
It happens. Maybe you were getting too excited at a wedding. You were doing the worm, you knocked your teeth out. There was a bridesmaid at the last wedding I went to. Just smashed her chin in. Just went for the worm and just went fully chin planted. Brutal. This comes about because there was an Aussie woman on a P&O cruise just enjoying her life. Bit of club music playing, obviously had a few too many Chardonnays and then tried to bust out a couple of moves in the heels. Bam! Ankle came right out. Yeah. $8,000 Medicare. They're not going to help her with the medical bills because they're like claiming the whole international waters thing. She's like, they're Australian waters. And they're like, no, wasn't on the land. Wasn't on the land. So yeah, look, if you have been injured on the dance floor, it's always like more brutal, obviously, because you already feel a little bit out of your comfort zone sometimes. So to do it on that stage in front of everyone, the worst. Claire in Brizzy, what happened to you?
Hi guys. So I was out at my hen's night dancing, and I did a slut drop, and I dislocated my knee.
Oh God!
Ooh.
Did you come back up or did you just go down?
I stayed down.
Hell yeah.
I crawled off.
I mean, you really committed to the drop, though. You know what I mean? You got low.
This is my last slut drop before I marry.
Claire, thank you very much. Keep your calls coming on 13 24 10. We have got prizes up for grabs for our favourite callers.
Betty in Melbourne, this is your cousin. What happened?
Hi, we were at a popular nightclub about 30 years ago, and the mirror disco ball fell on his head.
Whoa!
Wow. That'd
I
do
know.
damage.
Yeah. Oh, he was actually okay. He was a bit bruised and hurt, but they gave him a lifetime membership, so we were okay with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love coming back to the nightclub where they don't really have the fixtures on properly.
No, that's a great subsidy.
Yeah.
Lifetime, just walking in, just cut the line.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd be taking the money route if some lighting or fixture fell on my head at a nightclub.
Betty, thank you very much. Adrian in Sydney, tell us about your dance floor injury.
So I finally got up the courage to get onto the podium one night in a local club near me. And when I got up there, it was covered in water or something that was wet, and I slipped, fell on my arm on the podium, got back up, started dancing, and then my mate was like touching my arm, and I was like, oh, that's quite painful. Unrolled my shirt down, and my bone was sticking out.
Adrian!
He was pouring tequila on it as well, and I'm like, that might fix it.
He's trying to like disinfect it.
Oh, you must have had a few drinks under your belt by that point to not feel that properly.
Sounds like a big night, Adrian. Man, Bianca and Endeavour Hills, dance floor injury, what happened?
So I was out clubbing with my friends. We're having a good time, and a girl decided to stand on my foot with her stiletto, and it went straight through my foot.
Do you know what, Bianca? I've had a fear of that happening back in the day when I was going to clubs like every weekend, and the fact that that was reality for you is hideous.
It went like, are we saying through? Like you're saying it like went all the way through?
It didn't puncture all the way through, but it was embedded in my foot, so I had to have a nurse come see me twice a day to give me antibiotics.
Yeah, what was on the bottom of that stiletto as well? Oh, Bianca.
I didn't think these stories would be so gnarly.
Gnarly. So gnarly.
Lenny in Melbourne, what happened?
Yeah, hey guys, love your show.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
I was at a wedding and I was doing the arbitrary in a circle, and you get pushed into the circle, and I went in there and I thought I'm nailing it, and then I thought I'm going to do something I've never done. I'm going to jump as high as I can and come down with split leg splits. and as a result, I tore the hamstring straight off the bone. And it was everyone when the whole thing went, oh.
Was there a sound? Did it make a sound, Lenny?
I couldn't hear it. It was, and the rest of the night I was sitting in the corner going, oh, this is going to hurt tomorrow. And I was literally black and blue down the back of my leg for about 2 weeks.
Ouch. Off the bone. Just like a slow cooked lamb shank, and you just tap the bone once and the meat just all falls off. That's what happened to your leg.
Lenny, well told. Thank you. Let's go to Ella in Melbourne. This wasn't on the dance floor, but it was doing a dance on TikTok. What happened?
So my best friend Zoe and I made the stupid mistake to do a trend on TikTok, and it was just a bunch of like different moves and stuff that you do, and one of them was you handstand on the back, then you go up on the shoulders, and then you do a front roll. So she decided just to lean forward and drop me flat bang on my face, smashed my chin on the floor, didn't cry. The only thing I did was get up and I was so worried that I broke my teeth off.
And did you get any likes for it? Or?
Pardon? I didn't. We got the whole thing on video though, but I had the biggest bruise on my chin, and my birthday was the next week.
Yeah, did you post it or you never posted it?
Oh, I did post it, but apparently everyone was apparently a lot of people failed at it, so it wasn't a shock that we did.
Yeah, right,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Ella, if you want, I'd love to see it. Definitely send it to us on Insta
we
or
would love to
TikTok.
see you smashing your face into the ground.
Athena in Burmese, you're working at a venue, so you must see injuries on the dance floor all the time.
Yes, but this one was a shocker. So it was karaoke night. For some strange reason, this guy decided to do a backflip off the stage and broke his pelvis.
Oh!
Because he landed, did he land like on his bum?
To be honest, I did see it, but it happened so quick, and I thought, oh, this guy's an idiot. And then, the next thing, the ambulance came in and they put like the green screen up, like what they do at the horse track when the horse is down.
Yeah,
and they had to cut his jeans off him to assess his injuries.
Oh,
and
whoa. Wow.
I mean, that's like something like if you've been in a car accident or something.
Injured on the dance floor. Did you hurt yourself trying to groove?
Billy in Brizzy, what happened? You got an injury on the dance floor.
So it wasn't me, it was my wife. But on our wedding day, we were doing our usual wedding dance, and I went to lean her over and dropped her on the floor. And she, bruised the tailbone.
Oh, you did the romantic, the dip, and you just let her go.
Doesn't seem like too crazy of a story, but for me, there's added points to the fact that it was your wedding dance.
Yeah, you literally
All
dropped
eyes
her
are on you.
in front of everyone. And they're like, oh, can we trust this guy? Lisa in Sydney, what about you? Your injury in the dance floor?
Yes. So I'm a venue manager in a Sydney nightclub bar.
Mm-hmm.
And one night we were hosting a Bucks night. And so the buck was brought onto the dance floor by the strippers who were also on premise, topless.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to fly him on the dance floor so they could do a routine. And a stiletto went straight through the ice pocket.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, so we called the ambulance, and the only thing he could say was, "Don't tell my fiancé."
Well, that's a bit hard.
They would be trying to the boys would be making up this elaborate lie. Like, oh, God.
100%. They were all telling, like, what should we say? What are we going to say? Let's stick to the same story.
Oh, babe, I walked into a tree. There was no strippers, I promise.
So do you know,
through the eye.
Lisa, do you know what happened to him in the end?
I'm pretty sure we heard back from one of the boys that had to come back and pay for the bill, etc. That he was bandaged up for the wedding. So, oh well.
Oh.
Yeah, but does he
Gnarly.
have an eye or not?
I suppose we'll never know. I mean, unless you're that guy listening right now, driving on a dinner date with your wife and she's going, it wasn't a tree.
Oh yeah, crap! We've revealed his story?
We might have. Lisa, thank you for sharing.
Sleep well, stress less, and feel alive with Blackmore's specially formulated stress and sleep range. Good health changes everything.
Sleep on it. Sleep on it. For Blackmore's.
Yes, that's right. All thanks to Blackmore's. We have got $10,000 to give away.
We've been scouring the nation for the best memory, and we believe we've found it. Tyler in Adelaide, how you doing, man?
Doing fantastically. Thank you for having me.
Well, you could be winning $10,000 in the next 24 hours. I don't think we ever asked, what do you do for a crust?
I'm in healthcare.
Okay, wonderful. We like to help healthcare. And what would you do with $10,000 if you won?
A bit of care for myself, I think. Something around the travel realm would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Okay, well, look, the way this is going to work is we're going to give you 10 seemingly random words, and then we are going to take your phone away. We're going to have an armed guard. Well, I don't think he's actually going to have a guard.
I don't think he's armed.
I don't think he's armed, but he's pretty powerful.
He's professional.
I think he would know judo or something like that. They're going to be taking you to a hotel. Now, you're going to be staying there for the next 24 hours. We've already checked the room, and there's no paper. There's no pens.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you're not wearing a wire...
Should we pat him down?
I mean, I'd like to get you to at least cough and squat. Or we should do some sort of prison...
You look trustworthy.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, you're going to get given 10 words. Every word tomorrow that you can recite back to us correctly is $1,000, obviously 10 grand total.
So, do we want to get into it?
I think
do we
so.
want to list the words?
Let's do it.
Are we doing it right now?
Yeah.
This is
Can I
it.
ask that you do it slowly?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. If that's how you
that's
want
a
to
good
do
idea.
it, that's fine.
I think so.
All
Yeah, it won't
right.
take like an hour. Don't worry.
All right. Are we ready?
Born it. Let's do it.
Okay. Now remember, Tyler and Adelaide, every word you remember here for the next 24 hours, you're going to score $1,000 tomorrow.
All thanks to Blackmore's.
Your first word is beauty.
Duty with a D.
Beauty with a B.
Very important to know that.
Yes.
That
Beauty.
would have been a rough start.
Yep, so beauty when you get your beauty sleep.
Perfect.
Okay. Your second word is goat.
Goat with a G. No.
Yeah.
I got that one.
The third word is sleep. Fourth word is nautical. Magnesium. Eggplant. Plinth. Ostrich. Second to last word is energy. And your last word is ashwagandha, which you will find in Blackmore's products.
Yes.
Ashwagandha. Okay. How are you feeling right now?
Brain is working on overtime.
Dude, I can tell you're constant. You know, you look at someone's face and you can almost see all the cogs turning in their heads.
One word is $1,000. You got 10 of them, 10 grand.
I hope my brain's getting paid double time and a half.
All right.
I don't think we say any more to Tyler because I can tell he's using 100% of his brain power to lock those 10 words in.
Yeah, and for the next 24 hours, as we said, he's going to be in a guarded hotel room without a phone, saying beauty, goat, sleep, nautical, magnesium, eggplant, plinth, ostrich, energy, ashwagandha on repeat, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Until this time tomorrow, and for every one he can recite back, he will score $1,000 thanks to our friends at Blackmore.
Yep, sleep well, hopefully, Tyler, and stress less, and feel alive with Blackmore's specially formulated stress and sleep range. We'll put plenty of them in your room tonight. Good health changes everything. We'll see you same place back here tomorrow to see if we can win you $10,000.
Yo! Calling all parents, 13 24 10. What happened when your kid got your phone? There is a wild story doing the rounds online at the moment. This poor mother has documented how her small child, who's like 5 years old, got her phone, dialed 000, and said, "Mummy's dead."
Whoa.
The mum was right there, and she's grabbed the phone and said, "No, I'm fine. It's all good." But look, things like that happen. When children get a handle on your phone, they can send things, call things, whatever.
That's a wild story, Belle, because if you're the 000 operator and a child's called you and said, "Mum's dead," and then someone grabs the phone and says, "No, I'm fine," you don't know what's going on there.
That's true. And do you think that's just like hilarious for a 5-year-old? They're like, oh, this is so fun. You know, like when you're like 10, it's like funny to call pizza shops and that sort of thing. But maybe when you're 5, it's like funny to be like, "Hey, my mum's dead," and hang up and like just be like, because you don't really understand like what a big deal that is.
Sophie in Sydney joins us now. What happened when your kid got your phone?
Hi guys, so this is my niece. So a few months ago, my niece picked up my phone, and normally she picks up my phone to just play games, the app. So she must have picked up my phone, gone through my text messages, and she's seen my ex's name, and she loved my ex. We were together for a few years. She loved him, so she's messaged him saying, "Hello, I miss you." We've been broken up for maybe 6 months at this point. And then she must have been distracted, thrown the phone away. I didn't think anything of it. I come back to my phone an hour later. There's a message from him, and he's like, "I haven't stopped thinking about you. I miss you too. Please forgive me. Can we please see each other?" And it was so awkward.
And that's a hard one to explain as well. Be like, "Oh no, my niece sent that." You'd be like, "What?" Like you're just playing in my head. You know?
Sophie, you know what's not awkward? Walking around in your limited edition Ben, Liam and Belle fedora.
Thanks, guys.
No worries. Yeah, they're pretty rare. And we've got a couple more to give away if you get involved. So 13 24 10. Harriet in Sydney, you were the kid.
Hi, yes, that was me.
What happened?
I had a babysitter. I was very, very young and wasn't very responsible, but actually gave me her phone, and I was playing this game. I don't even know what it was. It was like ponies, and I basically ended up spending over $1,000 on this game from her, obviously Apple Store account that my parents obviously then had to pay for because I was really young.
I mean, you said it at the start there, Harriet. That's on her for giving you her phone and saying, "Go for it."
And that's it. You know, she's supposed to be looking after you, and she's obviously like, "Yeah, whatever, shut up, just have this." And I'm just going to go watch a movie or something. And then you spend $1,000 on her phone. Sienna in Melbourne, what happened when your kid got your phone?
Hello. So it wasn't my kid. I work at a swim centre, and usually kids are, coming up to you with their phones, showing you photos of what they did on the weekend. Anyway, this one kid in particular, he was showing me photos of his pet lizard. There was photos of him being dressed up, playing Xbox, having a cigarette on the couch, having a beer. It was hilarious. Anyway, swiping, and the next photo that pops up is a photo of his dad having some solo time.
What? So it was his dad's phone?
It was, he was showing me on his dad's phone,
that makes much more sense.
Yeah, I feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that it was dad's phone. Still a bit
totally, but still I was in disbelief that because it was a photo of him as well. It was him in the photo too. It was a bit uncomfortable when I saw the dad, say, have a good night. And I'm just thinking, have a good night yourself as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it. He was dressing his lizard up, so to speak. Yeah, no, that's... Who does that? Who takes a photo of that? Do you know what I mean?
That dad, by the sounds of it.
The Currency Quiz!
This is the Currency Quiz. 20 grand to give away right now.
Yes, Jess in Sydney. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, but fingers crossed.
I can imagine. Well, only 3 questions, and who knows what the currency is going to be? Is it going to be Japanese yen, Iranian reals, I don't know, British pounds? Well, we'll find out at the end, but let's kick into it. Your first question, Eminem has interviewed Slim Shady himself. What is Eminem's full name that has the initials MM?
Oh man, I'm not even sure. Miles something?
No, it's
Miles
not
Morales as Spider-Man. Yeah, no, he is Belle. It's Peter Parker and there's Miles Morales.
We're talking about the multiverse.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the multiverse.
Probably doesn't even know the multiverse. What are we working with? Annabelle in Melbourne. Do you know Eminem's name, full name?
It's Marshall Mathers.
You've done it. Okay, second question. Jess Fox has won another gold for Australia. Which sport does she compete in?
Is it kayaking?
I
think we
feel like
can...
we can play that.
It's close
It's
enough.
canoeing. It's canoeing, but it's like the same thing, right? Yeah. Like, can we honestly, does anyone know the difference between a kayak and a canoe here?
There'll be some disgruntled kayakers and canoeists listening, but I
for
think
sure.
everybody else that doesn't do it would agree.
I always thought canoe was the 2 oars, or and then kayak
Kayak's
was
one.
one double-ended
Yeah, I
one.
reckon
So
you've
I
done
would
it.
say, yep.
You've done it there.
Yeah, I know my canoes.
Okay, well, one last question here, standing in front of you, and $20,000 in the currency that we're going to find out very soon. Okay, John Farnham has gone viral in the US after Kamala Harris used You're the Voice in a campaign video. In that song, John asks you to make a noise and make it what?
Make it real, is it?
Oh,
it's not real.
No, let's move on to Alia in Sydney. Make a noise and make it what?
Clear!
Oh, yes! Oh, this is awesome. Oh, how you feeling right now?
I'm feeling very clear.
Oh, man, I can imagine that's your heart's pumping there. Well, now...
20 grand!
Yeah, jeez. All right, now it's time to find out in what currency that will be sent over to you in. So...
I'll take US dollars, please.
That'd be nice. A little bit more than Aussie. Yeah, let's find out. Here we go. All right. Hoping for US, of course. What are we going to get tonight? Well, there you go. You have just won 20,000 Burmese Kyat.
Amazing.
$15 Australian.
Oh, wonderful.
Good sport.
Yeah, good stuff, Alia.
Good stuff.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.